Welcome everyone. Super Clown, welcome mate. Welcome to another Sculpt and Chill on this beautiful Wednesday. Super Clown, welcome mate. Yeah, the first one. Yeah, because today is special. Today is the first time I'm streaming to YouTube actually. So super happy to have you here, man. So I'm streaming live to Instagram and YouTube today. So welcome everyone. And again, you know, no agenda, just having fun. You guys can make suggestions, you know, if you have an idea or just want to see some. Last time I think somebody said spider and someone else said flower, and I combined them somehow a little bit. So this is how it works. You open to throw in some suggestions while I'm just sculpting, just having fun. This is quality time. Like I'm still like quite busy with work, so I was barely able to do like anything else other than, you know, client work recently. I really have to find like this new this new kind of balance. I have to see how I can, you know, make it work somehow while having like so much client work. I think it's the first time that I've so much client work that I'm like, I don't know, booked out for 2 months or so, which is great. I'm not complaining. It's just that there's not much room right now for personal work. Are you nervous? I don't think so. I think I've streamed enough like not to be nervous anymore. But maybe a little bit, I don't know. I hoped I'm past that, you know. Third Eye, welcome mate. That was me, Madam Web. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, that was a great session. That was an awesome session, and I had so much fun. So thanks again for this cool idea, and I liked it a lot. So this is why I'm saying like, you know, you can still make suggestions like this time, because yeah, it was something different, something that I would probably not start with, you know. So I definitely like that. Animation shorts, welcome mate. Looks amazing, thank you. Just barely started. Looks like a motorcycle helmet or something, I don't know. But we will keep like pushing and pulling until something emerges that we find interesting. A ninja? Maybe. Good word. And we like you. Thanks, Janosch. Welcome, mate. Looks like sculpting. Well, it is. Looking good as always. Thank you so much, mate. I don't know if you're talking about me or the sculpt, but either way. So I'm so happy that it's actually working on YouTube, because that was like the first try today and like setting everything up. And to be honest, setting up the live stream on YouTube was super intuitive. I didn't expect it to be like that easy. So I'm happy it's working. Hey, Sampat Para. You guys have such crazy names. It's always hard to kind of imagine how to pronounce them. Maybe this even like comes further much more. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Maybe let's do that again. Where are you from, by the way, Noxx? I'm from Germany. Where are you guys from? How does it work with the Insta stream at the same time? Yeah, that was a little tricky to find out. I'm using like another program that's called StreamOn. And StreamOn basically gives you the stream key and the link you need to connect it to OBS. And then in OBS you can do like the setup I have here. Adaptive eagle head helmet. That sounds cool. From Spain, Liz Thunder. Warm regards. What's the idea today? Eagle Cross Mountain Motorcyclist. From Ireland. Happy to have you here, mate. The idea today is there is no idea, and you guys can make suggestions, you know? Throw in some words, maybe something, you know, connects somehow. Maybe this part at the front here, this could be like the beak. Yes, it looks weird for now, but also kind of funny. Also feels like it's still too thick. You can also look at the reference if we're like clear, but I think we just do like a couple of rough or more rougher kind of concepts, and then we decide what we go for. You're from Indonesia and it's 2 a.m. there. Oh, wow. Happy you're still sticking around, man. South Africa. Welcome, mate. Good to have you. Pakistan. That's so cool, man. It's like so many nationalities in here already. Dinosaur bone helmet. Oof. But I like the bone kind of helmet thingy. Darth Vader inspired. That would be like more hard surface. Maybe that's interesting. I think I haven't done like real hard surface sculpting and ideation for like quite some time. Let's see. Maybe we actually go for something hard surface. I mean, it's already looking quite hard surface here, but we don't have to. I don't like the beak, guys. Beak seems weird. Now he looks like Sub-Zero. Hello from Mongolia. Love your art. Happy to have you around, Michael. India, Iraq, Brazil. That's so amazing. We didn't had like any country mentioned twice. Oh yeah, another one for India. Okay, India is up 2-0 now, guys. Bro, which is better than Blender for sculpting? I mean, I'm using ZBrush right now for sculpting, and I think ZBrush is the best program for sculpting out there. But yeah, you can sculpt in Blender as well. From what I've seen, it's very powerful, you know, to be honest. The good thing about Blender is it can kind of do it all. But you would expect ZBrush to be better at sculpting because it just does sculpting, you know? It focuses on one thing. So it's the same for you. If you just focus on one thing, you will probably be better at that one thing after a year. And if you do like, I don't know, a couple of things actually, you will not be able to push that single skill so much. And I think it's the same for like programs. ZBrush can focus on less. They just focus on sculpting and making their sculpting program better and better and better. Blender has like so many things, you know, to work around. Gaming to death. Hey mate. Abhishek, welcome. Can you animate that? Yes, I can. But probably not today in a stream, because I usually stream for like 2 hours, and so far I'm streaming like these concept sessions on ZBrush. Because, you know, afterwards setting stuff up in... Wait a second, I need to change my music here. Okay, much better. It's hard to talk when somebody is singing. Where was I? Ah, yeah. I mean, it takes a lot of time. You know, if I'm doing like retopo and setting stuff up for animation, materials, cameras, a lot of hours go by, and it's probably not the most entertaining thing. So I decided to stream like these concept sessions on ZBrush because I feel like, you know, you make progress faster on ZBrush. Yeah, so that's pretty much why. Do you ever use the hard surface modeling tools? Yeah, all the time. I mean, like, I really love the trim dynamic and the H polish. I'm a big fan of the damn standard brush. And I also think that you can do a lot with masking. So yeah. Morocco, welcome Hamza. Thanks, mate. I'm also an artist, but a pixel artist. I always wondered how 3D art works and started following you. Welcome, mate. I mean, to be honest, for like, I think 3D can be like very advantageous for any kind of artist. Also, if you're like an illustrator, or I think it's good, you know, to work like with certain concepts or just get an idea out. Sometimes it's better to have it in 3D and then, you know, take a certain camera angle and then paint over it. And I think you can actually, the learning curve in the beginning is always crazy, right? The first 20% are quite fast. So the first week or two you invest into 3D will feel like you've learned like so much, and so many skills you have can benefit from it. So yeah, just try it. Try it, have fun, and see if you can implement that somehow into your workflow. What do you listen to? It was like a very, very colorful mix. I think it was a playlist on Spotify called Have a Great Day. So lots of positive energy music. But now I'm on synthwave. Something to vibe to while sculpting. What is the greatest difficulty in sculpting faces with helmets? Depends on what you're going for. I think oftentimes when it comes like to characters, that in the beginning you don't get like too out of your, or like too let's say, out of focus because you're like, you know, worrying about the functionality and how things actually work later on. If it's like animated or on a character, movements of the helmet or whatever. So I think this is like the kind of balance of making it kind of work, but also like trying to push your design a lot and having fun, and then probably trying to like make it work and bring it all together later on. And if you go for masking and stuff, you know, making sure you have a good fit, that it's producible, that it's printable. There are like a lot of things to consider, I think. But yeah, like overall, I think different challenges with different designs for sure. What if the beak is integrated in the top part of the head? Yeah, maybe we can do something like that. But I don't know if it's then like as recognizable. I kind of like the shape we have right here, but it also looks like some random sci-fi dude. So it's not that cool so far. But I'm also like having like lots of questions right now. So I think I will take some time to answer your questions here. I want to do a short movie with Blender. Do you have an easier program? I think that's the wrong question. It's not about like easy. It can be easy with any program if you're good at it. There is like no one way to do things. And if you're always looking for the easy way, you will probably get nowhere because you're always trying to get shortcuts. But I think you can't take like shortcuts in design and modeling and stuff. You have to get good. You have to get an understanding of the program and how things work. And especially if you want to make like a little like movie or something, then it's a lot about composition and storytelling as well, camera setups. There's so much to study. And I think looking for easy is the wrong way to go about it. Great point, thank you. Really like your creativity, I'm always impressed. Thank you so much. I think it really comes down to like not being afraid. I think I said that a lot last time, but I really feel like this is it. This is like so important. Like being in this kind of phase and just kind of trusting into your skills, trusting that you can come up with stuff, and if stuff does not work, you can, you know, push it more. And that you just can make it work, you know. How long do you do this? Professionally, I'd say 10 years. But for fun, maybe like 18? 16, 18? Not sure yet, but a long time. What software do you use besides ZBrush? I do ZBrush, Cinema 4D, and Octane for the most part. But I also use like Substance Painter, Marvelous Designer, sometimes Moai 3D. Yeah, so a bunch of programs. After Effects for like animations and putting it together. This is ZBrush, mate. Okay, maybe let's do some hard surface sci-fi stuff today. I'm just feeling it. I think it's yeah, this is what I want to do today. But maybe we can load another tool, like, you know, a guy, like some base model of a guy, like him or him. Classic like A pose. Doesn't look as bad. So maybe we can append it here. So we actually have like a body. But again, it seems like scale is, oof, this guy is huge. Let's scale him down. Looks kind of funny with like this big head. Topology is the hardest part to learn. I don't know. I have to be honest. I think I disagree here. I think topology is just intimidating to start with, you know? But I feel like after you get the after a while, it's just the same rules applied, you know? You have to learn how to solve, like, you know, certain situations, let's say. Why can't I go for the mesh has layers? Then let's delete the layers here. Yeah, bake all. And now we're allowed to get rid of this head. Let me just fix this real quick here. Still has layers or what? Delete hidden, close holes. Do you get artist block? If yes, how do you deal with it? I got artist block for the first time, I think last year, and it was because of stress. So for me, it's more about like dealing with stress and learning how to put myself in the mood, or not letting like, you know, the stress itself like getting through to me, or letting it control me. But I'd say overall, you know, I think avoiding that, or for me, like one of the best ways to deal with like art block is to be like constantly like inspired by stuff around you. Like I make pictures even on the street of everything I like. You know, I have a folder every week just with stuff that I connect to, color palettes, or certain patterns, or a design I liked, or it can be anything that I connect to in some way. And I just keep these folders around, and every time you like, you know, feel like you have no ideas, just look at it and be inspired. There's so much around us, it's hard not to be inspired. Hey, are you here? Yeah, Michael, I am here. Okay, wait a second. I have to catch up a little with you guys. You're asking so many questions today. Can you make wings? Oh, I think this is actually a cool idea. Like doing like some sci-fi wings to this guy. Maybe that's the way forward. When he looks like a bird, maybe we can give him wings. I like that. I like that idea. I think Cinema 4D is the easiest for motion graphics. Yeah, I think the awesome part about Cinema 4D is that it feels like all these parameters that are animatable, it all works like so well with each other, right? I also like it a lot. And let me save here, by the way. Very important. Save first and then drink some water. $23, 1 and 11. Stream. Suit, okay, nice. Very funny name, Spacebird. Let's go. Every 3 artists suggest Blender, but it's really confusing and hard to learn. There's only one reason, and it's because it's free. I mean, I agree. I mean, it's if you're starting, you can see if this is something for you. And if it's free, that's a good way to start, right? Because like money for most people is probably like the biggest problem. They can't pay like $100 per month, I don't know, 60 for Cinema 4D or whatever it is. Or more for other programs. So I definitely understand where they're coming from. I don't use Blender, yeah. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Cinematic side effect. Thank you for your answer. You're very welcome. I'm trying my best. You guys are asking a lot of questions today. But I'm totally fine with this being like half AMA, half sculpting. Did you watch the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania trailer? Actually, no. I think I haven't really I think this is like the one of the superhero movies that I haven't seen. I don't know, Ant-Man always felt like a little weird. I think this mesh is already like so big. Let's just, you know, detach the arms. Split hidden. Like it's kind of easier for ZBrush to have like a couple of meshes than like one very, very big mesh. Oh, did I just press something wrong? I think so. Then arms, let's do the same here. For some reason, these objects, the arm is super, super slow. And I don't know why. It's not that it has like many polygons, but for some reason, working with this mesh is like almost impossible. This is like, for some reason, super slow. So I would just dynamesh it really quick, I think. Why is this not working at all? I'm kind of confused. I never had that. This is like a mesh, not many points, but I can barely sculpt on it. It's really weird. I found retopologizing to be therapeutic. I agree. I mean, once you get the hang of it and, you know, learned like some of the rules, then I also feel like it's very chill. Okay, I'm still having like an issue with this mesh and I don't know what it is. So maybe let's use the Z remesher here. Because somehow this mesh is really hard to work with right now. It's kind of weird. So what I'm trying is changing the mesh itself by retopologizing, for example, or by, you know, dynameshing it in order for the like geometry to change. Because it doesn't feel like it's about the amount of polygons. Still, like I have lag drawing on this object. This is super weird. Like if we look at the body, everything is like super fast. Add armor. And maybe it's about adding armor. It's maybe like turning this body into armor. Fuck cycles. Welcome, bro. Nothing to add, but just love your work. Thanks, Visual Morph. Thank you so much. Here we go again. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Do I have another idea on how to fix this? It's like delete hidden. It's not partially hidden. There's also no other mesh. Let's try something. Let's add another base mesh here. Male anatomy. Maybe we can work better with this guy. I just want something to... Yeah, here again it's fast, I think. Yeah. This guy looks super jacked. For some reason this weird mesh here is take too much. Or maybe let's reset it. Let's try again. And if this doesn't work, then we pick something else. Yeah, it doesn't work, guys. I don't know what's going on here. It's super weird. So let's just delete this stuff. Lost too much time already on this weird guy. I don't know what's wrong with this one. So let's just open up this dude and then add it to the scene. Delete higher. head. Delete hidden, close holes. Yeah, it's so much faster. Oh my god, this feels so much better. Don't know what was going on with that other mesh. It's yeah, sometimes stuff is weird. All right, I think we're good to go here. Sorry guys for the delay. And I think this is the kind of stuff that sometimes happens that frustrates people like a lot. If you have to find like a way around these things, and that's why it's so important to understand what these tools like do overall. And if you understand what the tools do, you're usually able, you know, to help yourself. But yeah, if you don't understand the tools and you're new to the program, stuff like this can just be, yeah, frustrating. And I totally get that. And I think this is one of the most important things in 3D to overcome. Being like too frustrated by stuff you do not yet understand. What's that for program? That's ZBrush, mate. AC Birdie, welcome. Please make a cape. Is the program hard to learn? It's fun to learn. Why do people always ask if it's hard? If it's easy, everybody would be doing it. Where would be the reward in being good at something that's easy? Easy to learn, hard to master. I think actually you can pick up like quite some skills like quite fast, you know? But getting good at something will always take time. Well, what's the point in like, you know, wanting everything now and like super easy and fast, and I don't know. I think that's the wrong question to ask, mate. Hey Omar, welcome. Did you try Nomad on iPad? I tried Nomad on iPad. And it felt really weird. I mean, it seems powerful and you can do a lot with it. But I don't know, it's weird for me, you know, to pick up another sculpting program when I already know ZBrush. Because it doesn't matter which program I will start, it will feel slow and clunky. Because I'm so comfortable with ZBrush. I think this is why it's so hard to wrap my head around something new. Because I've found this kind of comfort zone in ZBrush, and when I'm learning like a new software that has like similar tools but they work a little different, and then stuff takes a long time, then I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it for me, you know, to put in that time to learn like a new program when I'm so happy with the ZBrush. I know this looks weird. Do you have a drawing or a picture to go off of? No, I'm just going with the flow here. Some people threw in some words like, you know, make this guy look like a bird or give him wings, and maybe we give him wings or a jetpack or something. Actually, just let's place a placeholder there so we don't forget about it. just very quick wings and as a sphere. I don't know, maybe we just select the clip curve quite fast here and then just clip this thing. Then mirror and weld. Damn, he's ripped. Yeah, absolutely. Will take me quite some time to get to this level. Life goals. But I don't actually want to be like that ripped. I think there was a time where I had like 10 kgs more, and for me it really became a struggle. Because eating wasn't fun anymore. I just had to eat like so much. I don't know, it didn't feel good. Bro, how far are you just sitting? It took a whole minute to show. What do you mean, Randy? Can you rephrase that? You're really fast. Thanks. I think this is what I was trying to say in the beginning, that it's a very important thing to like not be afraid. Just commit to stuff. Just having fun, not like over engineering or worry, trying to like, you know, kind of, yeah, just go with it and commit to stuff. I mean, I could spend hours on just the head. I could spend hours on, on just the chest. Or maybe we make the helm dark as well. And then brighten stuff up, like the beak and stuff. I think speed, you know, comes on its own after some time. First you become fluent and then you become fast. Can I do the same thing in Blender as well with this quality? Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I think it would be cool to mesh the idea of a jetpack, wings, and a cape. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Definitely a challenge. Cool. Thanks, Smaltev. Smaltev. Or just smile. You're good? Thank you for showing this. You're very welcome, Omax. Hey, Sidan. Good to see you again. Good to see you again, too. Make a circle on his right chest, transparent, and have the heartbeat on display. Is it even possible? Absolutely possible, but not on... Like, to model everything, it's definitely possible, but you can't do transparency in ZBrush as far as I know. I would love to have transparency in ZBrush. Would be really cool. I hope they introduce that ASAP. I would love to have transparency here. Would have like more options then. Let's just paint some color on top just to get like an overall idea. Boop, 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 boop. Maybe the whole part here is dark. Who knows? just looks actually bad. It's too much, I feel. I'm currently learning how to draw. I want to create a 3D model of my drawing, then 3D print and paint it, creating like a physical object completely from my own mind. That's my life goals. I want all those skills to be on a professional level, and that's completely doable. But I think that's a big difference on like drawing for concepts and drawing like, you know, just to put your ideas on paper, and to like actually get to like a professional level as an illustrator, or a concept artist, and 2D like concept artist, because this is something you can invest like 10 years into easily, you know. So if you want to go like, from what I see, like the 3D printing and painting everything, I would suggest that you invest more time into the 3D aspect and the printing aspect of things. And sculpting, probably sculpting most, than printing, and like drawing a little bit, but just to, you know, bring your ideas, like keep your ideas. When you have an idea in the evening, just, you know, draw it, and don't be like, don't let like the perfectionist inside of you like control you. I mean, you just have to be like careful. I think the most, and one of the biggest problems like nowadays is focus. Like I had like 3 people in here today asking how to do stuff fast and easy, and you know, nobody has the patience anymore to commit to something and get good at something. Okay, let's focus more on the top part again. I feel like this is like the more important part for now, because we're already like 45 minutes in. I don't know if I can do like a full hard surface dude here in 2 hours. Maybe also like not being like too perfectionistic. Or controlling the inner perfectionist to just commit to stuff. The technique is so good. Thank you so much, mate. Okay. I think it would also look cool if like this visor in the middle would be brighter. Whoops. Yeah, I like that. Ding, ding. This would probably also be like a very rough sculpt this time, just because of like all these things here. There's just so much to do. Ooh, I need a little water break. I don't mind being patient. That's the main reason I got into drawing. Yes, exactly, right? It's definitely same for me. It's just like I enjoy it. I enjoy spending time sculpting, and it's not worrying about like being fast or making like seeing results very fast. And to be honest, you know, when I was like teaching people, then I usually saw that those who like struggled in the beginning were those who kind of, you know, were able to stick to it, like long term. And they became better than those who were like strong in the beginning. Because for them it was easy in the beginning, you know, and once it got hard, they quit. Or they couldn't fight through their frustration. Hey Ivan, sup man? I'm good. Just very busy right now. I mean, like tons of client work. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm super happy about it. It was a good start into like the new year, but it also keeps me like so busy that I was barely able to do like any personal stuff. So I think for the past 2 weeks or so, I've just been like streaming, and that was my personal work. Taking, you know, some time in the evening to just chill a little and sculpt. How are you, man? You have to save the bag first. Yeah, that's actually true. I mean, last year was tough, so I'm definitely happy to be that busy. Same, being busy with some design project at the moment. Happy to hear, mate. Happy to hear. Santos, yo, welcome. Long time no see. How are you? Just joined. Looks neat, bro. Thanks, bro. 3D Mech. Hi, welcome. Very long. Doing good. Glad to see you still making stuff. Awesome stuff. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like streaming is all I've been doing for quite some time now. But yeah, I'm quite certain that I will find ways for my personal stuff, or I will find time for my personal stuff again as well. kind of like that. Looks like biomech muscles or something. And again, we don't have to be like too accurate here. It's just about getting ideas out. Love your passion, Noxx. Thanks, Maria. What's up, man? Happy for this live stream. I think this is what you meant by direct. Yeah, I mean, this was exactly the idea. You know, even to be able to, like, you know, chill with you guys and have like a good time, even though when I'm like really busy. So I'm really happy that you guys enjoyed so much as well. I was like very, very skeptical with streaming at first because of the commitment to the like time investment, let's say. But when I keep it like open and not stream every day, just once a week, I feel like that's easier for me to like actually stick to. And I'm happy it works for now. Make an iron heart in the center. Get the heart in the center. What is very basic thing for me to learn in 3D modeling? Depending if you're talking about like ZBrush sculpting or like 3D modeling, classic modeling, then I think it's poly modeling. Sub-D modeling, retopo. I think this is what most people shy away from. And, you know, if a lot of people are shying away from it, then it's easier for you to stand out. It's easier for you to get jobs because so many people are afraid, or maybe something is like, you know, hard to learn. Then yeah, throw yourself at it. When it's hard to learn and most people don't do it, and then you will be good at it. It's another way to look at things, I get. If it's hard, be happy that it's hard, because a lot of people won't do it. And I think it's also like, you know, a very important lesson in life that, you know, doing something hard and making it is very rewarding. And then you develop this kind of trust in yourself that, you know, you can do it. You're good enough. You're smart enough to do this. This becomes very rewarding. And then all of a sudden you keep learning hard things and you keep getting better. And you now have like the confidence necessary to tackle all the things you want. Hey, nice job. Thank you. Oh, that name is so hard. It's like all one. Is it Rohit? Rohit? I don't know how to pronounce it. Not like that? You mean Iron Man? Like something glowing in the middle here? The like Iron Man thingy, something. I don't know. Kind of like it as is right now. I mean, there's like like a lot of weird stuff, different design languages, like stuff not, you know, working well with each other, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that right now. For me, it's just about, I mean, doing like a character in 2 hours is like doing a good character in 2 hours is just impossible. Good design takes time. Good design is intentional. So I'm well aware that I will not be able to do like a super cool design here in that time, but that's fine. That's not what these sessions are for. For me, like I said, it's mostly about like confidence in yourself. And just playing. Like kids play, you know? Just having fun, not worrying about the outcome or what other people think or what it should be or what it shouldn't be. None of that matters. I just want to have fun here. And sculpting is super fun. If I wasn't, I'd be doing that. For sci-fi stuff, it's better to sculpt or hard surface modeling. I think to sculpt and then hard surface model. I mean, this here is very rough, right? But I could take this to Cinema 4D now, start retopologizing, start refining it. I think it's much easier to start from a sculpt than it is to start from nothing. So I'm a big, even when I do hard surface stuff for myself or for clients, I usually start in ZBrush to just get ideas out quick. Because this feels like drawing, right? It's just quicker. So it's a mix of both. And I think a lot of hard surface artists that I know do that. Have you ever sculpted your face into the artwork? You'd look cute as this eagle action figure. For some reason, I've never thought about it. Sculpting myself. Sculpting likeliness is also a feat, I think. Or like a certain character, really nailing a character is quite some effort. Maybe in the future. Kind of like the idea. Thanks, bro. Your work is inspiring. You're very welcome, Gabrielle. Sorry, mate, but I only speak German and English, so I can't read that. You have to use Google Translate or something. Hey, Mello, what's up? I have a question. How do you rig the character? Do you import it into Cinema 4D? You know, rigging a character like this is probably not a good idea because the topology is so bad. But usually I would retopo. There are also like retopo tools. You don't have to do like everything by hand. It really depends on the parts. But I think that, you know, usually retopo by hand is just like the better result. And then with better topology, it's able to, you know, you're able to like, you know, create your rig in whatever software like you prefer. I think it's so much easier to have like, you know, good weights or like good skinning on your character when you have good topology. I think it's almost impossible with like topology like this. And this what I'm doing right here, this is just ideation, you know, this is just seeing where things could go. This is not supposed to be like a character I can, you know, throw into an animation right away. This is just about playing with shapes, with ideas. I'm going to do my assignment. Have fun, Abhishek. Oh, sorry, Anuma, I didn't see your question here. Have you ever thought about buying a 3D printer and printing your work? Yes, absolutely. I definitely want to do that this year. That's the plan for this year. Getting a 3D printer and start experimenting. I think there's a lot to learn. I think it will be fun. No problem. Thanks, man. Thanks. I was always, you know, I always shied away from 3D printing because I know that there's like so much to learn, so many things to like, you know, there's a lot of try and error in there. This doesn't feel right. Yeah, much better. Let's push that a little bit. Looks like a very tight suit. I'm good, thank you for answering. I usually use like Mixamo to refer to the rig, but I'm not sure that's the best way to do it. That's definitely not the best way to do it. It's a way of doing it to get like quick results, to get maybe, you know, quicker feedback. Mixamo is not supposed to be like something that you actually use in production. But it can be maybe a starting point, or like trying stuff out. Any good 3D printer on your list? Not yet. Not yet. I'm like still in research phase, let's say. But I will definitely let you guys know. I mean, like, what I really would love to do is like turn it into like a little YouTube series of, you know, me getting a printer, getting used to the tools, setting stuff up, you know, messing up some prints and, you know, getting into it and then giving you guys like a weekly update or something. That's what I have in mind, but I need the room for that. I need the printer. Right now, like I said, I'm very, very busy with work. So, yeah, I have to see how it goes. All right. So flat? What do you mean, Mayer? Melubo, welcome, bro. Whole body today? Yeah, that's... I kind of like the idea recently of, you know, starting and then, you know, getting some inspiration from you guys. And I mean, I really like, you know, doing just, you know, just character busts and starting there and then taking it further. But I can also understand that it's more exciting to see, or more interesting to see, and there's like more happening. I mean, it's also kind of hard or harder because I have to be quite fast, but I like the challenge, doing some kind of, yeah, speed sculpting session, let's say, right? That's what it is. And then seeing how far I can take it. It's good practice, I feel. So last week I did like a full character, but it was a creature design. And this week it's yeah, more hard surface, but very rough. Trying to not over-engineer or overthink stuff too much, just committing. Like I said in the beginning, it's so important. If you start cheap, I think the trial and error will be... No, I have to read that again. If you start cheap, I don't think that the trial errors will be very costly. And the earlier or the sooner you start, you get the results you want. I get what you mean. You mean like with like 3D printing? I absolutely agree. I think 3D printing is a lot, like a lot. a lot about try and error, and probably good to get a printer that it's very like forgiving, or that allows me, you know, to just get started, have like low material costs and stuff. Maybe that's the way to go. You're probably right. Probably the same, right? If you always think like, oh my god, this next print will be like so costly, or what if I mess it up? And then you again fall into this trap where you find yourself not doing anything. Your style. Do you have some similar art that inspires you? Ooh, I don't know. I don't have like this one artist or like small group of artists I look up to for my style anymore. I like a lot of artists. Like I I love art, I love design, and I love being inspired by like all different kinds of things. I can see something like in fashion and be like super inspired by it. Doesn't even have to be like classic like digital art or concept art or anything. It can literally be anything. I mean, this part here at the top even looks like he has some kind of cape or so, but in order to pull off a cape, maybe not the cape in a classical sense. Maybe these can be smaller. And then the cape he has is actually quite thin, you know, something like this. But this is something I would probably not set up in ZBrush. More in like Cinema 4D. And then later Marvelous or something to have like some real cloth. Cinema 4D did like a big update, and you can simulate cloth now as well, or like much better, but I haven't had time to tap into that. Hey Black, thank you so much. How do you learn to do that? The first step I took on ZBrush was I went to the ZBrush website and did every tutorial they had on the website. But it was years ago. I don't even know if they have still like tutorials on their own website, to be honest. I don't even know. But it's just about getting started and have fun. You have to find this kind of comfort zone where you can just commit to stuff. That's so important. I think the biggest reason people are not making like any progress is because they overthink stuff. What is the best way to do it? What's the fastest way to do it? What YouTube video do I have to watch to be good in a month? Or I don't know. It doesn't work like that. I think it is all about, you know, committing and actually doing shit. But it's so weird because this is what we watch in films, you know, when we watch a movie, everything happens fast. There's a mentor that takes you, you know, on a journey, on an adventure, and then you end up being a superhero. You learn everything super fast. Your life changes. But in real life, this is not going to happen. I'm sorry. In real life, you have to get your hands dirty. In real life, you have to put in the time. So you think you have to overcome this kind of state where you just think about it and think about it without actually starting. Obiero Arnold, hey, welcome mate. Quick question, where do you render and do your scene setups? I do that in Cinema 4D. And I render with Octane. So that's usually my kind of workflow, you know, starting in ZBrush, getting ideas out. When I do stuff for clients, I work like even rougher than this, and then I throw it into Cinema 4D really quick to get like a better understanding of how things work with like light and everything. Or I would take something like this, you know, just do like a very like a quick decimation here, and then just trying to see if the stuff that I sculpted, if it like actually works. So it's a lot of try and error, I feel. But yeah, when working for clients, I tend to like test like a lot, like test early, to not run into this trap where, I don't know, invest like half a day or a day into something that actually doesn't work. Sometimes you have to commit more to stuff to actually see if it's working or not, but I don't like this whole part here on the arm. It looks super weird. Maybe this is actually just cloth and the stuff around it is hard surface stuff. How long does it take you to finish it? I mean, to actually turn this into like a good design that I like, easily like a week or two, maybe more. Really depends on how polished stuff has to be. If it's more like concept art, then maybe like a few days more. But if it's like really polished, can take a long time, can take weeks. But yeah, I feel like I rushed through this quite a lot. It's only like not even 1.5 hours yet. I'm not a big fan of the arms. I feel like this part here like works together quite well. Not so much for this top part. I did that earlier. Oh, I accidentally dynameshed. Oh, did I kill it? Shit! Come on, ZBrush, you can do it. Okay, I Dynamesh, the whole thing was just the head. Lucky. But I should save, I guess. Hello there, really enjoy your art, bro. Thank you so much, mate. But it is becoming very stupid? What are you talking about, man? Not sure if I can follow here. Can you talk what kind of client work you do? Not asking to break NDA, just the nature of work? Yeah, sure. I mean, it was very different when I started from what it is now. When I started, I literally took like every job I could get my hands on. Oh, I lost pressure sensitivity. Wait a second, I have to reset that. Wacom. Usually I just have to open up my Wacom settings and then all of a sudden the pressure sensitivity is back. Yes, that did the trick. Yeah, so in the beginning, I took all kinds of jobs. From like book covers to like game characters to architecture visualizations to product visualizations. Everything. I embraced the fact that as a 3D guy, I can do like a lot of different stuff. And I actually did that for quite some time. And then for the past year or so, I started getting more and more jobs because people like see my stuff on Instagram and be like, okay, that's our guy. Or also like I started like really animating my stuff maybe like 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago. And now I'm getting clients, you know, who want me to do like animations. Sometimes even working with this kind of style I have. I think I'm quite versatile, but yeah, when I do stuff for myself, it's, of course, it's different. But yeah, I mean, like I like the fact that 3D is like so flexible, and I also like this like for the future, right? I can work for film or for games, but I can also work for like big companies. I can do advertisement stuff. So yeah, I think I just love the fact that 3D is so flexible and that you can actually do like so many different things with it. I love that. Glad to see the legend live. Thanks, Lamart. Welcome. I don't know what you meant with the cucumber, man. Can you rephrase it? Every time I feel stuck, I just move to another part. Easiest way to go about things, I feel. I don't even know. Not a big fan. Yeah, for animation, I use Cinema 4D. I've been like Cinema 4D is the program where it all started for me. Hey bro, hey Jeff, what's up? Back then when you probably started, how many hours per day did you practice? All the hours I could get into it. Like when I had my, like I studied industrial design. And the first job I had was actually as a graphic designer. Or as an information designer. But I did like everything. I did information design. I did like animations and like little animations and After Effects. I did like illustrations. And I also did some 3D stuff. The project managers loved me because they could put me onto like any project. But after work and when I got home, I was always trying to spend like as much time as possible in 3D and just get the hours in and practice. I practiced ZBrush for 2 years before my boss decided to buy a license. So when my boss got me a license, I was already quite good. To worry about that too much for now. Whew. Whew, 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 whew. Let's save again. I feel like we have to get back to this whole neck area. The neck area isn't working. I have to do it like completely new. Hey, Gaming to Death, welcome back. Looks good, thank you. I also think it's like coming together. I found like some stuff that I really like about like the torso and the like upper legs, and I'm trying to use this kind of design language for the rest. That doesn't work so well. So I will continue with the neck now and we'll try to make it merge more with the rest of the body. You're a big inspiration for us. Thank you, man. I'm very flattered. It's like the best thing I can do. Like one of the most rewarding things I can do is like sharing what I know. I even started this when I was like still like studying. I did like a Cinema 4D class and I enjoyed it a lot and people loved it. But I think teaching is also a way of learning, so it goes both ways, right? So me sharing all that helps me as well in getting better and overcoming things that I might not even have thought about, you know? But I'm very happy that you enjoy it so much, and also happy for the very kind and motivating words, man. A visor, yeah, maybe a visor could work here, but this is also something I would probably set up in Cinema 4D. Like everything that is like super thin and I need a lot of control, then I probably do that in or with with like poly modeling directly. Lux, what do you mean with like vein the feet? I don't know what you're trying to tell me. Small bird tail help with flight stability? That could actually be kind of funny. What if we just copy this one to see what that could look like? I don't know. But maybe he has more of these. I don't know. Do you still follow some like 3D artists to learn new techniques? I think all the people I follow like on Twitter and on Instagram, like it's like 90% other artists. Yes, absolutely. And most of them are also like super nice and helpful. And if I have questions, they're usually like very open. I feel like in digital art or like in 3D or in concept art, I feel like people are usually quite helpful and open, you know? It doesn't feel like there's any kind of gatekeeping where people are like, oh no, I don't want you to know my skills. I don't want you to know how I do things or how I set things up. People are usually very open, and I really like it. Because I think I saw a documentary like some time ago about like several coaches, and one of them was an NBA coach. I don't remember his name, but he said that there was a principle that he introduced for the basketball team that was very important. I don't know what this principle was called, but the basic idea was that if everyone is good, if everyone is doing their best, if everyone is becoming better, you get better as well. And you want your other players to be better, to get better, to improve. The better they become, the better you become. And I think this also works on a global scale. Like if artists, if we all push each other to become better and to keep learning and to keep embracing each other's strengths and weaknesses and be open to help others, I think this is how we all become better. And that was the deep shit for this stream. How did you learn these skills? Many years into it. It's not that I did or like did I try to solve like everything myself in the beginning. Let's completely, like, this is what I meant by if stuff is not working, yeah, then just, you know, destroy it, rebuild it. If it's not working, it's not working. And this is not working, I don't like it, so let's just do it anew. You know, I think people get overwhelmed. There's so much in 3D you have to learn, you know, the whole like production pipeline. There's so many things to think about. And for me, when I started, I didn't think about any of that. I just wanted to have fun. I wanted to explore. I wanted to get better in Cinema 4D. I just focused on Cinema 4D. I just focused on polygon modeling. Even back then, I was like, I don't need to focus on animation right now because I'm not good at modeling. So why should I jump to another topic when I'm not even good at one topic? So I think when you start, it's like focus on fundamentals. Focus on getting good at something before you like move to the next thing. Or don't have too many things, yeah. It's okay to learn like animation and modeling, but you just have to be like aware that these are like different skills. And when you learn, be honest to yourself. If you're getting like overwhelmed, if you feel like overwhelmed, then maybe it's more like, you know, harming the process than actually helping. Just be honest to yourself, I feel. A heart in the middle of the chest. Yeah, somebody suggested that in the beginning as well. But I don't want this to be like Iron Man. And I also think like I've seen this a lot. But I agree, the chest also needs more like fine tuning. It's kind of boring right now. Love it so far. Thanks, Mike. Avian bird feet or ostrich legs. Oh, thank you so much. From the knee down. That's interesting. That's a very interesting one. Because, yeah, I mean, you see this guy in like a full suit and then you get to his feet. That looks super funny right now. Yeah, I definitely like the idea. So let me look at some reference, like really quick. Oh, I see. But it's obviously a suit, so there is a guy in it, so we can't go like too crazy with like these kind of ostrich legs, because they go into a different kind of direction, right? Ooh, man, Labart, you're asking like really good question. I think I have to write that down. Were there moments of doubt about your future, or were you like since ever like confident that you're gonna make it? That's a very good question. The thing is, I studied design and I already worked like as a graphic designer. So I knew that I could always go back. I would always find a job. If I don't make it freelancing, if I don't make it like with my own business, I could always find a job and get employed again and then maybe start anew, you know? So I was never afraid because I knew I could always go back. And then again, I think that I have this belief that if I put my mind to it and if I'm fully committed, then I can do anything. It sounds a little too confident probably. But for me, it like definitely helped to kind of just trust that if you put in the hard work, then it will pay off someday, you know? But I think it's very, very normal to question yourself and to have these moments of doubt. I think that's very normal. Especially when it comes to art. I think a lot of artists out there are like very, very hard against themselves. And I think you have to learn to forgive yourself, because you're not a machine. You're a human being. You have your ups and downs. Sometimes things go smoother. Sometimes stuff is hard. Sometimes you will be frustrated. You will inevitably fail. You will make mistakes. It's normal. It's part of the process. And you have to overcome that. Yeah. The pixel vibe. Hey man, nice to have you around here as well. What's the best route for learning these skills? College or watching videos online? The good thing about college is that you get professional feedback and that you have mentors. You are always faster in learning with mentors. And what most people forget is this is not only about the skills itself. I mean, in 3D, you have a lot of hobbyists or a lot of people that are in the industry and never went to university. But when you go that route and when you all teach it to yourself, you have to be aware that you have to learn the hard like skills from like sculpting, modeling, you know, all that stuff, and also design. You have to invest time into becoming a better designer and like analyzing your designs and like becoming your own art director and having this dialogue with yourself, having this dialogue about the decisions you made. Because I've seen a lot of people that are like good technically, but their designs are not good. Yeah, they can sculpt and they can model, but their designs are just not good. And then it's, I think, a good idea to just start like use other people's designs, like concept art, to become a 3D modeler or focus on modeling. You can get into the industry by being like a really good modeler. You can get in the industry just by being a very good animator. And focus like on one like niche. Seeing me and then trying to do it all is I think not a good idea. And I went to design school and I really liked it and I definitely learned a lot. But I also know that I wasn't done there. Like school is only like the first step. Especially like in 3D, like there's so much, you always have to keep learning. So I think going to college or like art school can definitely help. It's not a must. But if you get like good mentors, they can really speed up your process. Nowadays, you have the chance to get mentors online, which is also good. Like having a mentorship program, someone you really like, someone you trust, someone whose work you really admire. And the thing is, if you probably ask like 10 different artists, you will get 10 different questions about how they got into the industry. Hey Ben, what do you want to do? You mean where I see myself, or where I want to specialize in, or where I want to get better, or what to do like right now? Right now, this is like a just some spacesuit kind of guy, some sci-fi suit, nothing too fancy. Started with like a more bird kind of idea or approach. But then I feel like it got very generic here. There is some stuff that I really like here. But I could have probably used that bird idea like much more in the suit. But yeah, again, it's also like a lot, I think, to do like a full suit in like 2 hours. Or trying to do it. I mean, I'm not done, but it was more like a speed sculpting exercise, I feel. This is ZBrush, mate. Golden ratio, bro. I mean, yeah, there's like all these kinds of rules, but you have to know the rules in order to break them or when to break them. You have to know like the design principles and how to really use them in your daily work, how to implement them into like your workflow. Hey dude, greets from Switzerland. Greets from Germany, mate. This is ZBrush. Definitely one of my favorite programs all time. Just feels so good. Like the whole process just feels so good. For me, it just feels very liberating. It's more like it doesn't feel like 3D. I mean, it is 3D obviously, but it's not technical at all, you know? It's more like drawing, but in 3D. If that makes any sense. I feel like it's closer to drawing than to 3D modeling. Love the scout, bro. Thanks so much, Cosmoluca. I love your art, man. Thanks, Tiago. ZBrush is super organic. I mean, it doesn't have to be. You can also do like super hard surface stuff here. I mean, this is like a mix of both. Little hard surfacey, but very organic as well. But yeah, I think Dynamesh itself, like using Dynamesh for hard surface is just so crazy. I love working in or starting in ZBrush when I do hard surface stuff. For me, it's like a very, very good way to start. Because when I tried starting, I tried, you know, doing designs directly, hard surface modeling like in Cinema 4D, and it's not working like really well. I mean, sometimes if I have like a very, very specific idea, but I think even then, most of the time, I just start in ZBrush. For me, it's much easier to retopologize stuff than trying to like figure out everything. I mean, it's also just much quicker. The reason why like illustration for the longest time was the way to go for like concept art was because it's fast. It's so much faster to draw stuff. But I think with ZBrush really changed the game in terms of concept art, because now you can do like awesome concepts in a day in 3D. You don't have to be like a 2D guy anymore. So the process sped up a lot. The helmet crown layer would be nice if repeated on the knees, etc. Yeah, I absolutely agree. We could probably implement that in the legs, maybe also arms. I mean, you're talking about this kind of shape up here, right? Absolutely. Like same for these things here in the back. Yeah, again, this is also like one of the tasks, let's say, when like designing, sculpting and designing at the same time, just seeing what works, what you like, what you connect to, and then trying to push these further or like implement certain stuff into like other parts of the design. This is exactly how I would go about it. Because I really like this, you know, or like I really embrace this like very open kind of approach. Not worrying too much, allowing yourself to make mistakes, allowing yourself to create stuff that looks bad. Then you can create, or like you can piece it together later, take the stuff that works, get rid of the stuff that doesn't work. Love your work so much. How do you find so much inspiration? First of all, welcome to the stream, mate. I think I just kept at it for so long, and I kept exposing myself to like design as a whole, or everything I like or I connect to for like so long. I mean, I've been a designer for like, you know, 10 years. And at some point you have like a big visual library to work with so that you can just go and not worry and not think too much about always working with reference. I mean, working with reference is amazing. And you probably most of the time create even better results. But I think I just exposed myself to like a lot of stuff over the years that now it just comes easier to me. It's also practice. You know, when I started posting stuff on Instagram, I did the same thing people did. That was very inspiring. You know, people did like a render a day. So I did try to do like a rendering every day. And even if I just had an hour or two before or after work, you know, I just tried to do it. I just tried to get the work in. So this is how I exposed myself to it a lot, let's say, and invest like a lot of time into it. Is it easy to export for 3D printing? I think 3D printers have become so good that you could, you know, take this here, even if it's like rough, and yeah, print it. I think it's more about how things connect. It's probably better to like split things up. For example, we have, let me look at the body here. We have like natural separating lines, right? Like this one here. So then maybe it would be good to split this part up, or like split the whole figure like into parts to make it easier for printing, make the figure bigger, or make sure it has like enough like that the structure kind of holds and does not fall apart. I think it makes a lot of sense to split things up. But yeah, it also depends on the kind of printer you have. I think with like resin, it's easier than with like FDM printers. I think FDM printers, for them, it's much more important to have like a better model, let's say. Looks swift. Thanks, man. So I really have to go to the toilet, so I'll be back in a second. So see you in a minute, guys. All right. Back from the little break. Love it, super inspired. Thanks, mate. We're also like almost done with the stream. There's still like so much to do here. But I think for like 2 hours, I'm quite happy. Always enjoy being like creative, suggesting concepts and watching you create art. Thank you, Noxx. Thank you so much, man. Like for all your, like for being like part of this. You suggested like a lot of stuff. Thank you so much. It's a great help. It also like gets me out of my comfort zone, you know, out of the stuff that I would usually do. And this was like a very nice experience. Thank you. Good to have you around. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I think it's actually quite good practice to try and do stuff fast. I would not recommend this if you're like beginning. But even if you're a beginner, for beginners, I feel it's a different story. I feel like people who start sculpting, they have this idea in mind and they really want to do it, but it's way too hard for them to do. And then it becomes frustrating and they quit. So I think then it's better to work like on smaller projects that do not overwhelm you that much. And this way, again, you get more time in. But I feel like if you're like a little advanced, it can actually help to like not commit and create this kind of flow for yourself where you know can just create, not worry. I always try to imagine it as like, you know, being a kid playing with Lego, not worrying about anything, not being judged, just enjoying yourself. Do you do these streams after work or do you have a whole day for this? I do these streams after work. I worked today and I'm actually booked for like the next 2 months. Like January and February is already like super full every day. This is the reason why you guys barely see like artworks from me right now. I'm just super busy with work. Yeah. But I'm really trying to stick to the streams and I'm really happy I managed to do it for now. That doesn't matter how much work I have, I will always at least do a live stream and chill a little bit with you guys. This has become, I mean, I've been doing it for a few months now, these streams. But it was like a little on-off, also because of work. But I think for the past 2 months, I was like very committed, and I enjoyed that a lot. Actually, looking forward to it. It's like, yeah, today is stream day. Yeah, I'm happy about it. Happy that it finally is, or like feels, you know, relaxing. How is your brain not fried at the end of the day? Good question, actually. I think it's because I'm not really thinking right now. Like a little bit. Sometimes, you know, I'm like going back, looking at what I did here and then try to be like critical and judge my own design. There's still like a lot of stuff I do not like about this design, but I'm just okay with it. And I know that this doesn't have to be perfect. I know that it's more about, you know, just enjoying it. First of all, also like showing up and streaming. Not just talking about it, but actually doing it. But yeah, I agree, man. Design can be very exhausting. 100%. This is why I'm trying to go more for like concept, for like comfort zone, doing these like live sessions. And that helps a lot to not have an agenda, you know, to not have a specific goal. Of course, I have the personal goal to create something cool. But I also had streams where like I looked at it the next day and it's like, this is really shitty. But that's fine too, right? That's fine too. I'm usually like very hard against myself, and I'm trying to be like easier on myself, you know? Trying to forgive myself for like not always working, not always pushing. I think that's very important. I grinded very hard for the past 4 years. And I mean, I still work a lot, but I do not want to grind this much anymore. It has, after 4 years, it has to be like a little more chill. Because I still want to be doing this for the next decades to come. You are very handsome. Thank you. Super impressive. You're sure an inspiration. Thank you so much, mate. I mean, this is. I mean, I've said it, but I will always say it again. Like being able to be an inspiration and help you guys, you know, push forward and tackle the stuff that you want to do, or just being inspired to push forward, like whatever you want to do. Maybe you're not even like into 3D stuff. Maybe you're not even like a 3D guy, but you don't have to be like inspired. You don't have to be to like make a plan for what's next, or to just be hyped like about the next day. I actually got this question a lot in my life. Like, how can I be like, you know, how can I have like such a good mood every day? And it's a decision. It's definitely a decision. I'm not here to be sad. All right, guys, I think this is it for today. I could probably go on, but I feel like it's time for me to take a break. And yeah, I don't know, maybe eat something. Maybe watch a movie. I'll see. Oh, yeah. I think this was a really good session. Thank all of you guys so much. And yeah, see you next week. Have an amazing day or evening. Bye, guys. Have a good one.